Hey everyone, I am back. So glad to have you here. Today we are talking about who's your best friend. So I want you to imagine that you have someone in your life who is always with you all the time. And let's imagine that person is saying things to you like, wow, you're so fat. You're ugly. Gosh, you're so stupid. Why do you always do everything wrong? You're such an idiot. Everyone's looking at you. Look at everyone else. They're so much better than you. Imagine that person was with you all the time. And then when somebody came in and complimented you and acknowledged you, that person just said, they're just making it up. They're just being nice. They're just, blowing smoke up your rear end. They don't really mean it. They minimize everything that you do well. And then anytime you make any kind of mistake, they magnify it and make it consume all of the noise in your head. That is an emotionally abusive relationship. And that is a kind of relationship that many, many, many people have within themselves. I know this because that was my relationship with myself for a very long time. When you talk to yourself that way, you become both the emotional abuser and the victim of that abuse. We use these words because we think, oh, this is going to motivate me. And it might, in the short term, you might like pick up and do something right away. But in kind of the short term and the long term, it's actually quite toxic, quite debilitating, and very limiting. This way of talking to yourself is not motivating and expansive. It is toxic and limiting. The thing is that we are mammals. We actually thrive off nurturing, off love. These are the things that actually help us become more motivated. So the thing that I would like to shift, we're with ourselves the whole time. From the moment we're born to the time we die, we are our only person. That's it. And so my question is, what kind of relationship do you want to have with yourself? How do you want to be with yourself? You're going to be with yourself for the rest of your life, whether you like it or not. And the good news and the bad news, the good news is you are the only person who can decide what kind of relationship you want to have with yourself. And the bad news is you are the only person who can decide what kind of relationship you're going to have with yourself. No one else can do that for you. That is the work that you have to carry on your own. So, what kind of relationship do you want to have with yourself? And I would encourage you to be your own best friend. Why? Because that is what actually motivates us. That nurturing, that love, that acknowledgement, that appreciation. It doesn't mean we can't acknowledge the hard things. What it means is that it doesn't define us. It doesn't define, like, if I make a mistake, that doesn't make me suddenly a horrible, terrible piece of shit. What it does is it says, oh my gosh, that was hard. That was painful. Oh, you made a mistake. Okay, what are you going to do to learn from this? These are the ways that we can talk to ourselves, because your best friend probably won't tell you all the time. You go running to them and say, oh my gosh, I've got this big problem. And they're probably going to say something like, oh my gosh, I feel you. I hear you. I've been there myself. That sucks. That's hard. Let me be here. You know what? I know you, and I know you've got this. Let's figure out a way. That's what a best friend does. And so I encourage you, I challenge you this week to be mindful of the way you talk to yourself, because we actually thrive when somebody is encouraging us, and because we're humans. So instead of saying all the horrible things that you can't say to yourself, you may want to say, you know what, your body's not maybe where you want it to be, but it's also functioning in a pretty amazing way. And you're still here and you're still alive. And you get to be human. You got a lot on your plate. There's a lot going on. And sometimes humans make mistakes. All humans make mistakes. And you made a mistake. You get to be human. And the thing I know about you is you don't make mistakes twice very often. So let's learn from this and find a way out. When you can talk to yourself like that, when you talk to yourself like you would your best friend, you build more resilience, you build more confidence, and you are able to more easily stand in your power and choose your path. When you are clouded with, that was so dumb, that was so stupid, oh my gosh, when you're clouded with that, you can't move forward. Everything feels like the wrong answer. So be mindful of the way you talk to yourself. And I will say, if you live with someone or you work with someone who talks to you in those emotionally abusive patterns, that is an important thing to be aware of, because I see it very frequently. If somebody is talking to you that way, then it becomes really easily internalized, especially if it was already internalized in the first place. If you already spoke to yourself this way, and then you're with somebody who speaks to you that way, life can get hard really quick. And that is a very deeply painful way to be in this world. And you may think you're stuck and there's no way out, but there is. Okay, so get some support. I'm here for you. I have supported several people in finding a new way of being in life. And that doesn't mean necessarily getting rid of the person, but it does mean finding your own space where you can talk to yourself in a different way and see, okay, I see the way you're speaking. You're going to be over there, but I'm going to protect my peace here. All right. If you like these videos, like, comment, share. I also, if you're not into videos, I write about these topics every week. And so I've been sending them out on Mondays. If you want to get on the newsletter list, head on over to my website at AllisonKinnear.com. And thank you so much for being here. Take care.